Oh, it delayed on me.
They looking forward to us. I had somebody
anxious.
hit me on the side just now, like, yo, it's Wednesday. For Sportsmen, tap in.
Nice.
It's 4, but it's kind of -1. Dom's gonna jump in. Dom's busy, man, this week. The Clippers. We wanted to get his reaction first. See what's going on there. Fabian perspective expected, so accept it. To my left, it's AllBall. Yo. Underneath us. Oh, we live.
Flea, I'm here. Let's go. Rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll with it. You see the fireworks.
That's what you know already. Let's go.
I hate
early January. we want to do the love.
I hate that shit. I only hate it because I can't do it. Then he gonna send me a heart.
It don't even happen. But let's go, man. I'm hyped, man. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Speaking of love, let's start with the Knicks first, because you just said it right off the air. Kendrick Perkins giving so much love.
Yes, love the hoodie. Yes, listen.
To the NYK.
Yes, just watching ESPN. Big shout out to them fellas. No matter how we feel, they all still legendary. You had Woj up there. You had Will Bond. You had Perkins. You had the young lady. You had Stephen A. Smith. And they was talking about a lot. And when they brought up the Knicks, of course, Stephen A. Smith with his hate always harps on the negative instead of the positive. But big shout out to Kendrick Perkins. I'm not really a big fan of Kendrick Perkins, but when I think he's serious and he's not trolling or he's not trying to do a certain job, he actually makes some sense.
You put that perfect too. Perfect.
And thank you. And he brought up something that I was thinking about. And he brought up the Miami Heat, the culture. They have breakout players. And right now we have 3 breakout players that can have great success with Deuce, with Grimes, and with DiVincenzo or Hart. I'm gonna say this. The Knicks right now is in great position. People know what's going on, but nobody want to say nothing. But Woj was saying, big shout out to him always. Like y'all said, Mitchell Robinson, he may come back before the end of the season. So we getting our best defender on the big men, best offensive rebound in the game back. But Kendrick Perkins said something that made a lot of sense. He said, listen, man, we're a different ball club. What OG brings to the table, we got guys coming off the bench. And he said, if you just get one guy to get hot, like Miami had Vincent and Caleb and them guys get hot, you never know. And he said this. He said right now the Knicks is the second best team in the East. He said he got Boston, he got New York. He said, listen, Philly and Milwaukee, he said, I think they could beat them in the playoffs. And this is what we all been talking about. What I've always told y'all, I'm not afraid of. There's one team I'm afraid of. That's Boston, because there's too much talent. Like it's too much. But when it comes to Milwaukee, they depend too much on Giannis. Dame got a lot going on, personal, which I don't want to make no excuse. Then, Chris Middleton with his health. And then you got Philly. We seen up and down. The only thing that scares me with Philly is the coaching. They got a great coach over there. But like I said, I think the Knicks is in great position. We were talking earlier, all the clients for CAA. I want to ask you, Flea, because me and Fabian spoke about it earlier. CAA have some great clients, right? But I'm going to give you 6 that I think we get any of those, depending on what we have to give up. If we don't have to give up much, any of these 6, we getting over the hump.
I might not get through the list.
So here go to 6. You got Cat.
Mm-hmm.
You got Paul George.
Yep.
Who the hell else? Oh, you got Zion.
Donovan,
Devin Booker, and Jerry Jackson Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Your opinion, who would you like to see? 2-part question, Flea. Who would you like to see, and who you think would get us over the hump where we straight up title contenders?
I think that the 2 players I think that put us over the top, and over the top means, pencil us in for Eastern Conference Finals, and we'll potentially win that series and get to the
right.
But I think the guy's Paul George. To be honest, I think the guy's Paul George. I think.
Hold on, Flea, stay there. Watch this, Fabian. Who I said earlier? that the face tell it all. Go ahead, finish, Flea. Because he hates that. Go ahead.
You're a deaf mute now? Come on, Raymond. Listen, I I think that what Paul brings on both sides of the ball. Now he's not the defender that he once was in Indiana and them first couple of years in OKC, right? Different defender, but I think he's still a capable on-ball defender. Y'all know what I say. He still can sit in that chair and get some stops when necessary. But what he brings on the offensive end, right? Taking some pressure off Julius Randle. Julius could become a 15 to 18 point guy and 10 rebound guy, 5 assist guy, shoot really high percentages from the field, and be great, right? If Julius Randle's your third best player, you are a title contender, I think, right? But if the next two guys are Paul George and an emerging Jalen Brunson, that's a lineup. Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, OG, Paul George, Mitchell Robinson. If that's what we could roll out next season, when the season starts, pencil us in for top 3 in the Eastern Conference, right? Pencil us in. I think that is the most seamless fit. I love all the guys that you named. All 6 guys are great players. All 6 guys I think would be great additions to us and any other team that they joined. But I think the piece that we would need, the scoring from the wing, the playoff experience, right? The guy who the consummate professional. This guy, when he's playing, he kind of play every night. I don't never see Paul George dogging it. I don't never see him out there taking nights off. I just don't. That's a personal thing if you don't like him or not. But I personally have watching him the last 13 years. I don't ever remember a time where he was taking nights off. This is a guy who had to work hard to get on the floor playing behind Danny Granger. So I don't think, if we get him, he's a guy that's gonna, dog it. I think he'd love playing for Tibbs only because of playing for Ty Lue. Similar approach to the game. Very different coaches. I would take Ty Lue first, but just how they approach the game, I think it would be a seamless fit. So yeah, give me Paul George. I wanted to say one last thing before I handed it over to Fabian. I was thinking about something, right? And what we deal with Knicks hate all the time, right? Okay. People love to hate on the Knicks. And it's usually, unfortunately, native New Yorkers, people that are from New York City, Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island. It's usually people from there. But what I also noticed is that everything is talked about in history. Everything is the past. Everything is, they never talk about what's happening right now.
Right.
It's easy to talk about how bad the Knicks were 5 years ago. It's easy to talk about Patrick Ewing missing the finger roll. It's easy to talk about John Stark shooting 2 for 18. That's easy. Mike kicking our ass every Sunday on national TV.
Right.
That's easy shit to talk about. But when you're an invested Knicks fan, who we know native New Yorkers, when we talk about the Knicks, we're talking about right the fuck now. And right now, we are one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference and one of the better teams in the entire league. So all the hate gotta if you can't just talk basketball without being a weird hater to the Knicks, be quiet.
Great point. Fabian, let's go, man. I'm eager to hear what you got to say, man.
Well, I just think the Paul George thing, I don't see him. He's not a dog to me, man. He's just not. He hasn't been one in a while. I seen one series he showed up or one playoff.
You lose being a dog?
Yeah. Huh?
You lose the ability to be you could be a dog at one point and then at another point be one?
I don't know when he was one. Like that inconsistent doggery was,
I'm gonna let you go, but I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I thought he was beginning to be one. He was going through that DeMar DeRozan thing in the East initially before DeRozan against LeBron. Then when he got hurt, I would always blame it on the injury. Like he didn't have his confidence because that injury was brutal. The way it looked, everything. But I just, again, that's why I look at Jason Tatum and I repeat these T-Mac, Lamar Odom. There's a lot of passivity with these dudes, if that's the word. But if he's our 2 guard, what I do love about it is that he is 6'8".
No, hold on. What word was you trying to say? Let's get to that. You tried to whisper that shit. What was that?
No, I heard passivity, and I
heard Patty LaBelle. What would you say?
I feel like it's a word. I feel like it's a word, but I just want to jump out there. That's not one. Comment. Let us know. Somebody Google passivity.
No. What was you trying to say?
Passivity, the acceptance of what happens without active response or resistance. Passivity.
Okay, passivity. Okay. Not Patty LaBelle. Big shout out to Hunt them pies. Go ahead.
Mr. Fabian with the lesson real fast. We appreciate it.
These guys are always leaving me on my own. You think I know about that?
Wow.
You know about that?
You know
just Dominicano out here, right, Papa?
Legendary. Big shout out to them pies, Patty pies. But go ahead.
I got one,
and I think
right now.
Crack.
Right now.
I think Paul George will leave us on. I just don't trust this guy. Like, I'd rather, and again, I don't like Devin Booker per se, but he got more dog than Paul George. I hate that he's a front runner, but I see the fire in the dude like that. He's always talking to people, and just that we need that because you we need to wake up. We need him. You know what it is? As much as I despise John Starks, you need him to start something to go get the Wolves behind them to get them riled up. Like, what you doing, our little man? That's what you need. Devin Booker could be that guy, and let's get Julius Randle riled up, and then we need another enforcer. So Paul George doesn't have that. DeJounte Murray has a little bit of that too. DeJounte's a little spicy himself. So that's the thing with Paul George for me, man. Like, if there's anything we're gonna add, I would love DeJounte Murray and Booker because of the edge. George, I don't think brings an edge. I don't think he does.
So DiVincenzo, edge. Josh Hart, edge. Deuce McBride, edge.
Yes.
OG Anunoby, edge. Isaiah Hartenstein, edge. Mitchell Robinson, edge. Julius Randle, edge. Jay Brunson, edge. I just named 8 guys, right? 8 guys. Paul George would be fine.
So all right. So let me ask both of y'all. Let me ask both of y'all brothers a question. What do y'all prefer for our Knicks? Do we go for the home run? A la Embiid, a la, Paul George, Zion. Or do y'all prefer we go for 2-3 great complementary pieces, like a Tyus Jones backup point guard, like a DeJounte Murray? What do y'all think we should do?
I want to trade Fournier and a pick for Terry Rozier right now.
Terry.
Like, I want to do that right now. I want to do that yesterday.
I never thought of that.
That's what I want to do. I want to trade Fournier's garbage contract, a pick, or whatever whatever else Charlotte wants if they just can't take Fournier. And give me Scary Terry.
So hold on, Fabian. Please stay right there. So let me ask you a question. Okay, Scary Terry comes, right? What does that do for Deuce McBride and Grimes?
It puts Deuce McBride back in a position where he got to compete for minutes. I always enjoy young players competing for minutes and putting themselves in a position to, build their stock, because I love Deuce, homegrown guy. We drafted him. But if he continues to, his stock to rise, that becomes a piece. That becomes an asset. That becomes something that somebody wants. We're able to upgrade our defense because we had an asset and IQ that Toronto wanted. So it was like the perfect storm. We don't have to pay IQ. We leave that up to them. We have to pay OG, but we know exactly what we're going to get from OG Anunoby. I just feel like we need somebody in the second unit that could go get it. Like, could just go get it. And Terry has shown over the years he can be a starting point guard in this league, but he is much more effective coming off the bench, playing 18 to 25 minutes a game, maybe 30 minutes a game. One thing to do is go get it, put pressure on the defense, get around the rim, hit open shots, all of those kind of things. So if I could, make one more move before the break, that would be it. That would be it. And I'll go to the All-Star break. I'll go into the playoffs with that.
Fabian, same question. Do we go for the home run, or do we hit a double in the triple?
We take pitches, take first, take second. I think when you go for the home run, when we do, it's going to be a grand slam. That's what they've been setting up for. Because I like what Flea is saying, and then you could try to weed out Mark Williams. You know how I feel about that, Flea.
Well, that's
try
why
to sneak him out of there.
I would hope you would correlate that. Yeah.
Because the only other option for me would be also because they Shams already reported, by the way, the Knicks are not gonna go make a splash play, a splash trade by the trade deadline. Now Shams is clutch, Woj is CAA. So right. So this could be, they're not going for DeJounte Murray, whatever the case may be. So let's just stick with that. Terry Rozier is less sexy. So I would go for Mark Williams as well, especially being that Mitchell Robinson is looming to maybe come back. Being that they rejected the disability insurance, whatever it is, he may come back by the end of the season.
Right. And
the other option would be, if you can't get that, a cheaper one, especially with Rozier's contract. I just looked it up. It's 2 years left, $24 million and $26 million. But that last season is actually partially guaranteed for Terry Rozier. But with so Mark Williams, he's on a rookie deal. But I would also explore, we talked about it earlier, the Wizards, get Gafford, get Tyus Jones. You have to do, Hartenstein needs rest, Brunson needs rest. These guys are going full throttle. I'm not sure if they can make it. It doesn't hurt to have them lined up with them. Tyus Jones' deal is $13 million a year for the next 2 seasons. I think he's a free agent by the end of this season. That would be what I would do. So if you're gonna go less sexy, not big splashes. And look what they did with Memphis. We saw when Ja Morant sat down, Tyus Jones was the engineer of the offense, and they won 10 straight games without him at a certain point. I think he's proven in the West. The West, by the way, is like 83 and 66 versus the East this year. Like they're still killing the Eastern Conference.
But when you pull the covers off the kid hiding under the covers, right? The covers is on him. So, you may not see all the shit. But when you pull the covers off and you're the starting point guard for the Washington Wizards and they've won 5 games, that lets me know, like, okay, you can be a fringe starter in the league, but you are much better leading second unit.
Right. So y'all off the Brock, because remember, it was reports and rumors also thinking about getting Brogdon. Are y'all off that train? No Brogdon at all?
Brogdon, Rozier, Tyus Jones, those type of guys. If we could get one of the 3 in here by February and they be a part of the team going into the playoffs, you reminded me about Brogdon. I'll be honest with you too. I forgot about Brogdon being an option out there. I know he's in hell right now. He don't want to be playing with and that up and coming team. They're a young team.
Right. But it's a disaster over there. He don't want to stay over there.
It's a disaster over there. Chauncey is holding on for dear life, trying to figure this thing out. Wow. I know they expected a lot more from Scoop. He's trying to figure out his place in the NBA.
Just a mess.
DeAndre Ayton, I'm done with him. I'm done with him. I'm not even gonna say a bad word about him. Just I'm done.
He's definitely part of Ocean's 11. Robbery with no gun. He's with
no gun. So yeah, I forgot about Brogdon. Oh
yeah. So y'all both make great points, because if we're gonna have any success this season, meaning, like I said, if we run into one of the big dogs in the first round and lose, but it's competitive, I have no problem with that. But if we're gonna get to the second round and try to push for a conference finals, we definitely need somebody to back up Brunson. Because like y'all said, he's right now, I'm gonna be honest, he's won multiple player of the week, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's the first guard to do that multiple times as a Knick.
Out to JB.
Right. So, damn it. That Terry Rozier, because he's a bucket.
I got a bucket. Yeah, I got a question for the panel. I got a question for my brothers. With you asking that, now let's take that question up another level, though, too.
Okay.
With those 3 guys and just what they bring, all 3 of them bring a little something different, right? Brogdon, Tyus Jones, Rozier. To be playing behind Jalen Brunson, do we need a guy that's going to put it in the basket? Do we need a guy that's going to be able just to defend the point guard position? Do we need a little bit of both? Do we need a high maintenance guy? Do we need a low maintenance guy? What? Because I'm talking about a bunch of characteristics from those three guys. So it's like, what fits perfect for what we have going on right now?
I'm gonna throw y'all off because I'm not really a big fan of his. I'm gonna say Brogdon.
I'm rolling.
My explanation is he's a bigger guard. He's a former 6th man of the year, and he actually can play. He can knock down the three, and he's low. He's very low maintenance. He's quiet. He's not gonna try to steal a spotlight. For me,
adds another leader too.
Right.
Natural leadership about him.
Right. So for me, I let Fabian go. It's either Brogdon, and then if it's not Brogdon, it's Terry Rozier because. And I like Tyus Jones. But for me, we need somebody that's going to be a bucket if it ain't going to be Brogdon. And Terry Rozier, and he got that dog in him. He looked like he born in from New York. Just his whole swagger, his whole everything. So that was a great point. I never even thought of that Terry Rozier thing. So, yeah, for me, it would be Brogdon 1, Terry Rozier 2, but that's no knock on Tyus Jones.
Right. I think he's great, too. What you think, Fabe?
It's just tough because I'm thinking just someone that can handle the ball like you guys think. Terry Rozier, he's good, but he's like one of these 6 men like Buddy Hield, J.R. Smith, the streaky guys. He's just a streaky dude to me. And I guess that
what's his percentages right now? If you could grab him.
But while you looking. Them streaky dudes could get you 30 or 40 in a clip. And I mean, sometimes, like for us, we need that coming off the bench missing quickly because remember, quickly gonna give you 15 to 25, and he could go for a 40 piece. So, I
remember how frustrating J.R. Smith was. Do y'all remember? Y'all remember how frustrating having J.R. Smith was? It was literally a love-hate relationship depending on the night. What you was gonna get from Blue 8. I don't know what I'm gonna get from it. But if it's a good night, we love you, JR. We love you. If it's a bad night, sit down, please.
And Fabian, I'll let you go. I see Terry Rozier being a fan favorite. You gotta remember the Knicks, that's what we're about. Like that gets the crowd going, that gets the team going. So I see a Terry Rozier.
OG. They was wilding in there. I said, these niggas is wilding in here.
Know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Fabe.
No, he's averaging 24 a game, 7 assists. This is almost 4 rebounds. Yeah.
That's Melo was out. Go ahead. Let me hear this.
Right. 24 points, 7 assists, almost 4 rebounds a game, 3 rebounds. 3 rebounds, almost 4 rebounds a game, 2 turnovers, a steal a game. That's impressive.
What's the split?
And how tall is he? I thought he was like 6 feet. He's shooting a career high 46% from the field and 36% from 3-point range. That's around his career average, actually.
I take it
all day.
24 game.
Yeah, that's tough.
To me, he's an upgrade from Grimes and Deuce McBride.
Yes,
that's so for me. That's a great fit.
But yeah,
I love it. I would love it, especially like I said. My thing is for us to get as much as possible, for as less as possible.
Right.
We need like how a lot of these teams is stealing good players. We need, like I keep telling you, we need how Phoenix stole Bradley Beal. We need one of those moves.
Yeah, that was a heist.
Yeah, we need one of those moves.
That was a heist. If we could do that, another guy I was thinking about, because I know DeRozan was getting thrown around for us, getting Debo into New York. If we could get Chicago to throw Drummond in that deal,
exactly.
Love to have Drummond, right?
Body.
That's the two things. I think backup point guard is something that we need to be looking at with the development of Deuce McBride. A legitimate bona fide wing scorer. Like, love OG, but OG's not Paul George offensively. He's just not.
Yeah. And we need some size.
I love Sims, but Jericho Sims don't know how to play basketball yet. So
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's a pro. He's a pro. It's no disrespect, But y'all know what I'm saying. When you look at a guy get on the floor, does he know how to play basketball or does he not? Is he just an athlete or is he a ball player?
Good point.
Sims is an athlete, right? I don't know if he's a basketball player yet. So, we need a guy in there like a Mark Williams, like a Drummond. People forget Drummond one of the best rebounders in NBA history.
Yeah, and he's a legit 7 foot. That's a fact.
Yeah, history, just rebounding the basketball. So there's a couple more things our Knickerbockers could do to really, make some noise in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out like who, because even with Sacramento, Davion Williams, another short guy. All these guys, all these options just seem short, and I'd rather have somebody who's just a bigger body. So I'll prefer Brogdon if that's the case.
Davion,
if they're not gonna make a splash, huh?
You've heard Davion Mitchell was available.
I mean, I think all those guys are available who are backup guards at Sacramento because for a long time they've been there. They were always deep in talent, but Davion Mitchell is like, what is he doing over there? When is he gonna get playing time? I think it's barely any playing time, especially with Malik Monk.
Yeah, playing behind Monk. I know that the deal was set, but Toronto didn't want to take on Harrison Barnes. That deal for Harrison Barnes for Pascal Siakam was pretty much ready to go. But I don't think
I thought Siakam turned he informed them he wasn't gonna.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna. That's you absolutely right, Fabe.
Oh,
yeah.
So
that puts them on a.
It would have been a trade with Siakam go to Sacramento.
Yeah.
And Siakam said he wasn't going to re-sign. Wow.
Because imagine him replacing Harrison Barnes, who is like, come on now. I don't care what anybody says. He's not on anybody's desirable list.
But I'm trying to figure out why would he not want to resign? You got a young core with Fox and Sabonis. They got a coach over there, like I said, Mike Brown over there, good coach. Like, yeah,
I believe he lives out there in the summertime. I gotta fact check it. I don't know if y'all familiar with Rico Hines.
Yeah, of course.
I know who Rico Hines is. So Rico was either assistant coach with the Kings or he's on Philly's bench now. Either way, him and Siakam got a real tight relationship. And Hines runs that.
Yeah, that gym, that UCLA run and all that.
Run over there. And so I immediately thought about Rico when they said Sacramento. I was like, that'd be perfect for Siakam. You know what I'm saying? And for the team that they have too. I think that would be perfect. But
I think Siakam would be perfect with the Knicks. I think he would. And I'm gonna be honest. I think we could steal him from over there. Like, if it's done right, we can get Siakam, man.
But how would the lineup look?
I don't even know if I would say how would the lineup look, but how would we do that? Like, how do we do that and not like we just got OG for RJ and IQ. Right. From the other people's vantage point, we got fleeced. Like, I've seen a lot of people out here talking about we lost the trade, we gave up too much, blah, 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 right? So if we got fleeced for OG, what the hell is Masai going to say when we say, yo, we want Pascal? Where does the deal start? The deal starts.
Well, I mean, for me, but I think the piece that people was missing out on is sometimes you may lose these players for nothing. So let me get something. Mm-hmm. So it's like, take Mitch, take some of my young players. Man, we got a lot of picks. So, of course it's wishing on a star, but for me, it's like, listen, man, a lot of people getting heist. Why we can't get a heist? Why we always got to get heist?
Because they don't rock with us. They don't rock. They don't rock with front office, ownership, this, that. It's hard to get the Knicks to do a deal. And it's, splashy, especially nowadays. What's the last big move? What's the last big move we made for like a big time player? Melo?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a big move.
And before that, it was what? Sprewell?
Right.
And then what? Before that, it was Larry Johnson? Yeah, like
Allen Houston that summer. Right.
So I like the Siakam thing. I don't think it works while we have Randle here because he's a starter. OG, I like in terms of OG and Siakam on the same team. I love it. But I don't see who's gonna be the two guard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see the fit. Randle at the 5.
Do you trade Randle? Would you trade Randle for Siakam right now? Straight up?
Nah,
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, just ask. Okay.
Yeah,
Why not?
I like Siakam. Randle is he's coming into his own. I think the familiarity with just knowing what he wants. They know this guy. They know whether he wants to really be here or not. I think he wants to be here. And it's Siakam, aside from that political stuff, not sure if Siakam is a number 1 All NBA, 10 rebounds a game when you need him. The way he's, I've seen him score 40 on us at the Garden. Randle's starting to prove himself. I'm starting to root for him. I don't need to root for Siakam. I don't think when is Siakam really he's a number 1?
We have
like Randle's really proven himself.
But let's not forget, Julius ain't no real number 1 either. I started this conversation with
that's what I'm saying. I don't know where you was going with that. You talking
about
we got a number 1.
Right, Brunson and
Brunson.
Right, but they all right, that's true, but he's in Toronto right now with Scotty Barnes. What are they really doing? You know what I'm saying? Like
Scotty is getting him out of there.
That's a but let's not for one, they got rid of they point guard Van Vliet. That thing is a mess over there. A lot of them guys been in trade rumors like we can't do that.
Hold on. So if like with Randle, because again, that was Randle without even improving a couple years ago. Helped us get to the playoffs. We lost to Atlanta, right? That's without him even improving what he's doing right now, where he's polished his game to. And we still were a playoff team, and they were pushing him the number 1 guy without Brunson.
Flea, and then Fabian could respond. Who's a better basketball player in your opinion? Siakam or Julius Randle?
That's tough. I'm not going to jump out the window and say somebody's name real fast. I think if you really watch their games, like if you watch what they do on the basketball court, they do a lot of the same things, a lot of similar things. Julius shit just looks different because it's unorthodox sometimes. He's a lefty. It looks forced. But Siakam's always in the flow of the game. I don't think he's a big-time shooter, right? If he would rather get around the rim and use his footwork, use his touch.
Right.
Touch around the rim. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of them guys. Julius wants to extend, and I love the fact that he hasn't fallen in love with it this year. But Julius likes to extend out to the 3-point line. He likes to pound it a lot. Like Siakam's gonna get it and go. Right? I like guys like that. They get it and make a decision with the basketball in 3 seconds. Julius does a lot of that Carmelo shit sometimes, where you get it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna massage this bitch. Okay, what I'm gonna do? Okay, 7 seconds left on the shot clock now. Okay, now I'm gonna go. Right? Sometimes he gets it. I don't ever find Siakam doing too much on the offensive end, and he's a capable defender.
I just never.
I dodged the answer. I'm sorry.
Know, but he ain't gonna dodge it. Fabian, who's a better basketball player?
Julius Randle. Right now, you can't even. Come on, man. That's clear cut.
Pull up their numbers, please.
I haven't seen
clear cut.
That's clear cut. I haven't seen Pascal Siakam 2 months like this. He's big. Like we were just Jalen Brunson's the best player on the team. That's what we're saying. That we salute him. He's the leader. But what Randle is doing, he got 8 points against Philly. Okay, but he got 39 against the Wizards. Right? He came back, did that, and I don't see Siakam dribbling to the paint, kicking it out, and doing what. And to your point, Flea, Randle's a way better passer than I thought. Way better passer than I thought.
I'm saying he's a good passer. You don't.
He's proving that now. Getting to the basket. Look at AllBall's face, because I've been telling him, Randle got GOAT level potential. That kind of potential is crazy, but he doesn't have the GOAT level skill.
Yo, he's a bug out. He's a bug out when he says that.
Listen, I'm not even entertaining that.
Hold on, real fast before you go. You can sprinkle all that bullshit that you want. You can sprinkle all that. Listen, we also know that Pascal Siakam is the second best player in the championship team. We watched that with our own eyes. Extremely recent. Within the last 5 seasons, we were able to watch Siakam play next to Kawhi Leonard and be the clear-cut second option and help lead them to a championship. So,
great point.
You know,
I gotta follow that up easily. Has he peaked?
Has he peaked? Both guys have peaked. Julius Randle's not.
Randle peaked.
Julius Randle's not any better. Not one
what?
Inch.
What?
Not 1 inch. That 25, 10, and 5 season, shooting 40% from the field, that's the best you'll ever see from that nigga again.
Whoa. Are you crazy? No. Now you're bugging out.
Nuts.
Now you're bugging out. No, now you're bugging out. You're bugging out. This is the best.
You're nuts.
I'll accept that. This is the best Julius Randle has ever played in his life the last 2 months. What are we doing right now?
The most efficient. Yes. Efficiency-wise. His numbers are not comparable to that first All-Star season. They're not.
I ain't talking numbers.
The key word.
I ain't talking numbers.
The key word you say in 2 months. It ain't. Listen. Can you please? What is Siakam's numbers this season and what's Randle's numbers this season?
Yo, too.
Pascal Siakam.
I love you asking that question, but damn it, Fabian, pull up their playoff numbers. Forget the regular season. Pull up the playoff numbers. Who's performing in the? That's our problem with Julius. I love him. You love him. 2 is indifferent with Julius. Every day, maybe one day you love. I don't know. But what the issue is with this dude is that he doesn't show up in the playoffs.
Did he make the playoffs last year? They made the playoffs last year. They made the playoffs last year.
What did he do in the playoffs?
I'm just before I'm looking it up. I need some time to buffer the website. Did they make the playoffs last year?
The fastest Wi-Fi in Queens, nigga. Cut it out. That's the fastest.
Yeah, I'm in Queens, matter of fact.
I'm sorry. I'm in Houston. What? Sorry. What?
So you want Pascal Siakam's playoffs numbers, which was 2 years ago, was his last time, by the way. For his career, is 15, 6
team award. Shut. Come on. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The number one guy is supposed to lead you to the playoffs, correct? 16 points, 6 rebounds, basically 3 assists. The last time they went in the playoffs, he averaged 23 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds. He shot 47% that playoff run and 23% from 3-pointers.
Who?
Siakam.
Yeah, but we never said. I think I said that he's not a 3-point shooter. He's not a guy that's going to shoot the 3.
But my thing is this: the reason why I asked that, right, is because it's going to have to come a time and point where we're going to have to make a decision. Because we can't stay stuck in the mud. That's what Toronto did with DeRozan and Kawhi. I'm not saying we're going to get a Kawhi Leonard level player, but I'm saying we have an opportunity. And if we have opportunity, we got to take it. I'm not saying get rid of Randle, but I'm just trying to come up with scenarios because there's a lot of players out there. And we're going to have to figure this thing out because we can't miss out on the opportunity to get a championship and bring it back home. So that's the only reason why I'm asking. And for me, as much as Randle, the only reason why I would probably keep Randle at this point is because he stuck it out with us, right? But Siakam is a better basketball player than Julius Randle. I'm just being honest. He's a better scorer. Miss me with defense because Randle doesn't play no defense. So for me, if you're asking me who I would rather have, I'm being honest. If I can make that trade right now, straight up, no picks, no other players, I'm making that trade. I think if we make that trade, we're closer than what we are right now to being title contenders. But like I said, I have no problem keeping Randle because I got to give him props. He stuck it out, thugged it out. He went from, when he made the hand gesture to the crowd to now he back to being a fan favorite. So big shout out to him. But I think Siakam is a better basketball player than Julius Randle.
I'm falling into that, like that Knicks stuff that we do, like that loyal Knicks stuff that we do. Yep. I'm not comparing players, but just hear me what I'm saying, right? I remember when Chris Childs was a part of the deal to go to Toronto, right? And I loved Chris Childs, right? At this point, when Chris Childs two-piece Kobe, I wasn't a Kobe fan. Y'all know how I feel about Bean. But at that moment, I was only going to be a fan of a Knicks player. So Allen Houston was my favorite player as a kid, right? But when Chris Childs got bounced and moved on to Toronto, I didn't like it. It pissed me off. But respectfully, if Chris Childs is watching, we love and respect you, Chris Childs. But Chris Childs, I was attached to Chris Childs. So what I'm saying is, I've grown a slight attachment to Julius Randle, right? And so that's why I have some reservation about letting him go for Pascal. Any other, there's somebody else that we're talking about that's makes us a better team, then cool. But I have this love-hate relationship with Julius Randle right now.
I do not.
I mean, that's fine.
do not. I would never.
Typical Knicks
the only
fan
guy.
hitting.
No. The only guy that earned that kind of confidence and respect and love has been Jalen Brunson, Hartenstein.
Why?
What do you mean? We need to answer that question. We really need to answer whether Jalen Brunson earned our respect and love as a Knicks fan. I get the whole. I gave Julius Randle all his accolades and everything, but he ain't earning like Jalen Brunson. Isaiah Hartenstein came in there since December of last year, has been playing unbelievably. And I don't know who else has really. OG Anunoby is beginning to from the outset. These guys just look capable, high IQ dudes, and I love. Those are the guys that earn my unequivocal fandom right as of right now. Julius Randle is earning it. He's earning it right now. Present day, to me, he's better than Siakam because offensively he's better. I think he's being more selective on the offensive end and doing what Siakam does and shooting less 3-pointers. So Julius Randle is. I'm not gonna. The right deal comes along, we trading him. It's not like Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, the right deal is a different kind of right deal. It's not just a better player. Like, let's say De'Aaron Fox, probably better than Jalen Brunson, but I don't think we want De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I wouldn't make that trade either.
Right, but let's say
when you got your guy, you got your guy. That's it.
Right. But for argument's sake, let's just say he is better. Without even, I'm not taking him because I don't know how much of a leader he is compared to Brunson. He leads the culture.
But hold on, just real quick. This may sound a little crazy, and I'm a little crazy. I don't really know if De'Aaron Fox is that much better than Jalen Brunson. I don't know if De'Aaron Fox is better than Jalen Brunson.
I don't even want to argue that because let's say Tyrese Halliburton is better than Jalen Brunson, but it's not promised that he comes here and he brings the same. I don't know.
But see, remember, I had that argument a while ago before everybody else started going crazy about it. I don't know if Halliburton is better than Brunson. Yeah, he may get more assists, but I don't know if he's a better basketball player. Like what Brunson is doing. Yes, I'm a diehard Knicks fan, so that may play a part. But I'm watching Brunson have an effect, like Allen Iverson had an effect on that Philadelphia 76ers team. And this young man, what he is doing, if everybody can stay healthy, yeah, Flea, I'm dead serious. I'm not saying Brunson is as good as Allen Iverson.
I know what you're saying. I'm fine with that.
But I'm saying right now, he's making people a believer. And if we click at got to give a big shout to Kendrick Perkins. If we click at the right time, we got a leader. We got a guy that people believe in. And, bro, if everybody could just do their part and Tibbs could just stay out his own way and just coach. Listen, I seen Philly do it with a little guy. It's right. Possible. It's possible. Like I said, we may need a little luck on our side. I don't wish injuries on nobody, but maybe we need a player to play bad for a series, things of that nature. Listen, man, what Brunson is doing, Fabian, that's why when I've been saying he's top 5 point guard and everybody was laughing at me, now what you hear on all the networks, Brunson is top 5. Brunson is a superstar. Listen, we got to give props and props is due. No other point guard is going to come to the Knicks with that roster because a lot of these guys need superstars next to them. If they ain't got a Giannis, a KD, a Kawhi, a Paul George, a LeBron, a AD, if they ain't got one of those, they not doing this, Fade, with no Julius Randle.
Well, but again, that's the other thing to it. You're not just trading Julius Randle, you're trading part of the chemistry. Like when we traded RJ Barrett, the things we were reading about OG Anunoby was, okay, OG shoots from the corner. He's supposed to be this all-NBA defender. All right, and that, from the outset, we saw it. And then the last 2 games, what they're doing on offense, we've never seen this with RJ Barrett. So this includes Julius Randle. So to say that we're going to trade him for Siakam, and let's say, all right, I'll concede that point. Siakam is a better player, but I don't know if he's a better player for us right now. That makes no sense to me. Why would I trade the chemistry? That's a major hit. So that's led by Brunson, of course. So the Siakam thing is entertaining, and again, he's a free agent. But again, even if he's up for free agency and he's there on the table, I don't see how he fits unless you trade Randle. And I'm at this point, Randle's beginning to earn my confidence, and to restart it with Siakam and have to worry about it, have to worry about that all over again. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but
I love this thing right now.
But we still need more. So my point is, we won't take a Siakam or a higher caliber player because it may interfere with Julius Randle. We still don't have enough to be title contenders. We still need more. So eventually we're going to have to get one of those type of players to get over the hump. My thing is, how bad do everybody want to win? Are you going to sacrifice your field goals? Are you going to sacrifice your shots to go for a championship? Okay, instead of averaging 25, you may average 19, 20. Instead of shooting 20 shots, you may shoot 16 shots. Are you willing to sacrifice to win a championship? Because let me tell you something. I don't care how much you average. I don't care how much all NBAs I don't care about none of that. If you win a championship in New York, whether you averaging 30 or 13, the love is going to be the same, bro. So these guys got to figure out if they want to win or not, Fade. What are they in this for?
Yeah, but I think, again, it boils down to we got a guy in that spot. It was fun if we would have had, remember, we were entertaining traded for Embiid, trade Randle for Embiid. Now you got that spot open. You bring in Siakam. That makes sense. If you see Embiid is open and Philly, all right, we want Julius Randle. All right, we'll give you Julius Randle, and we'll Siakam's a free agent. We'll sign him. That makes sense because now it's a fit. Even though that's kind of like clunky because Joel Embiid, he's 9 games away from losing an MVP candidacy this year. So it's, I'm just throwing it out there. Like, it's all about, I'm always been about fit. You know how I've been feeling about this. It's about fit. Yeah, I want to win the right way. I want to win the right way. And the right way doesn't mean like, some glory to God. No, none of that. I'm just saying the way we're doing it is the right way. And these guys earned our trust, man. I'm sorry. Leon Rose and them, they really have. Like, what can I really say? How can I really complain right now about what has gone on? We always talk about it. Halliburton's the biggest hiccup. But that's it. Everything else, this trade for RJ Barrett, even if both teams made out and nobody got robbed, this chemistry that we have, I hope we continue it. I pray we continue it because it's amazing. Amazing.
Well, listen, man. You know what else was amazing? Because that was a great segue. Kawhi Leonard got an extra $150 million for 3 years, $50 million a year. Let me tell you something, man. Big shout out to the Clippers and the owner, man. Lord have mercy. You telling me you pay a guy that plays fit? Listen, Kawhi Leonard is Kaiser Söze, man. I'm convinced. Kawhi Leonard is Kaiser Söze. I don't know what it is about him, and he's a great player when he's healthy. But big shout out to him. Your thoughts on the Clippers? Basically, signed an extension, 3 years. I think it's $153 million. That's $50 million a year. But I think he can opt out for 1 year, something like that. It's like something crazy. But your thoughts on the Clippers re-signing Kawhi Leonard? Because that's definitely some big news.
Oh, big mistake. Big mistake by the Clippers. I love it. That's an old school Knicks move. I thought from the beginning of the season, you got James Harden in there and you can buy your way out from an excuse, or you bought an excuse, a built-in one. Hey, if we lose, look, we got the guy you wanted. We got him. And then you blow it up because it's tough to trust Kawhi Leonard.
But hold on. We got the guy you wanted. You meaning the Clippers got James Harden? Did they really want James Harden?
Yeah.
Or hold on. Or before you answer too quick. Or did they take what's the saying? Low risk, high reward. Did you get
for Harden? I mean, remember, they traded a bunch of expiring contracts for James Harden too, so that wasn't their game plan. Diamond and Flea was right.
Philly just wanted to get rid of him, so it's not like it was like a battle or a fight. And then, like I said, I just think they was hedging a bet and just making sure we got something just in case Kawhi and Paul George go down, whether it's injury, low management, because we know how things work out with those two guys. So I don't know if the Clippers got what they wanted. I don't know if they wanted him as bad as he wanted to go back home. If that makes
Harden? Yeah. Yo, Dom, you want me to add you, or you can add yourself when you're ready?
Yeah, because I would love to hear Dom's take on, oh man, the legend.
Dude, I kind of agree with AllBall. I was the only dude. I wake up, right, and I wake up to this news, and all my followers, man, like people that I follow, are going nuts, like just like celebrating, like we just won the championship and stuff like that. And I'm like, what has Kawhi Leonard done that warrants this kind of worship from our fans? Like, because he's the first free agent, I guess, to choose us and be the most high-profile player to go to our team. That's awesome, but like, are you telling me this has been a big success so far? It's been 4 years. I kept saying this. He hasn't played a playoff game in front of a sold-out Clipper crowd.
Wow.
He hasn't. Well, actually, yes, he has with San Antonio. But the first thing when we got Kawhi Leonard, man, that first night we got him, it was one of the happiest days of my life as a sports fan because I never thought it was going to happen. I never thought choose the Clippers over the Lakers, a player of that profile, especially when they got LeBron. And I was so ecstatic. But my first thought was championship, big playoff games, me being at them with Kawhi Leonard hooping at a level that we never seen before with the Clipper organization. And we had, because COVID, that was very unexpected and unfortunate. Obviously, if it wasn't for COVID, we would have had a first round game to open up in 2020 at Staples Center, but didn't materialize. And ever since then, we know the story. Like, we almost had it back in 2021, and then he just got injured right before they let fans, like all the fans come. Like, so I've seen him in a playoff game for the Clippers a bunch, not a bunch, just that 2021 year, all of them, but no sellout, no big time, like, you know what I mean? Game 6 happened without him. So, like, our biggest moment in franchise history happened without him. And then last year, or I'm sorry, 2 years ago, missed the whole season with the ACL. Last year, you guys know, was a disaster. So, like, he's looking good right now, but what have we done that warrants this? Like, he got 3 extra years. My whole thing is I'm afraid to pledge more of our future to this guy, not because he's not a great player. He's one of one, but the health. The health.
And he's older. And he's older.
Well, he's not as old as everybody thinks. I mean,
I
so
know.
think about it, right? This
How old
3-year
is he?
extension. But here's the good parts of it, right? 3 years, 150 million. That's less than Karl Anthony Towns, and that's less than Jaylen Brown. And I think the value of it, if he's even close to healthy, is really, really good. It's not a max contract, and it's not over as many years. And what the whole point was, he basically took less because he could have gotten 60 million. He took less because now Paul George and James Harden can probably get the contracts they want this summer.
Wow.
And
Wow.
because remember, James Harden's gonna want.
Yeah. Hold on. Yo.
Dom, let's see if you can get us in there.
Hold on. Okay, how about now?
We can hear you.
Okay. So basically, now they allow James Harden and Paul George to extensions, and we can sign extensions. None of them are going to get the max because now the Kawhi is
Dom,
and he hasn't the max. No one gets the max.
Dom, you back in the gulag, Dom.
Yeah.
Sign out and come back in.
Yeah, listen, that was the legend, Dom Dropper. Y'all know, big LA Clipper fan, does his vlogs, great work. And as you can see, I don't know no Clipper fan as loyal and diehard like Dom. And he's not ecstatic, man. And I don't blame him. And, listen, man, me being a young black man, I want guys to get all the money they can. But listen, if I'm an owner, just because I got it don't mean I got to pay you. Something like that Jaylen Brown $300 million, you can't justify that to me. I'm sorry. If you're not at least top 10 player in the league, you should not be getting no max money like that. So for me, with the Kawhi Leonard thing, that's desperation, man. That guy Bomber, man, is desperate, man. Like, brother, I don't know if guys want to win no more. I just think guys want to. I just think these owners want the seats filled up. I don't think nobody wants to win no more, man, because the way they building these teams, nobody's building championship teams no more, man. They just building to sell out. Like for the BS, man, for the show. They ain't nobody trying to build no championship team. I don't, like I said, I don't know. Would I have given Kawhi that? I don't know. I can't say
I thought you guys agree with me more than before.
No,
I say
it's hard for me, Fabe, to say it's a mistake because I understand. But I don't think I'd resign him. I'm being honest.
Or at least wait it out. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't understand the rush, especially after I guess maybe because you don't have your draft picks either. They do have Kawhi. Maybe they're looking forward to seeing if one of the next 3 seasons he can do what he did in the last 6 months or last 2 months.
Right.
But that's not promised. That's been his MO his whole career. So you're getting a Kawhi Leonard that's 3 years older to go through and expect to do something different than he's doing his last 13 years.
Just imagine him in his career in the Clippers playing there, let's just say 7-8 years, and doesn't get to a finals. And even though they got to the Western Conference Finals, he didn't play. Like, listen, man, that Clippers thing can be a real disaster when it's all said and done. Like, bro, you can want to make it $300-400 million, and you played half the games. So, I get it with Clipper fans being very, aggravated, very upset because it's like, yo, man,
Well, Dom is rare though. He's not. The other guys, they're hyped because we talked about it earlier. We were saying how like Lakers fans, they wouldn't have been so hyped about this. You didn't win anything. You got that much money, right? Because they're so used to losing. It's like being a Mets fan or even a Knicks fan. But when we New Yorkers are a little bit different because we talk ball all day long. But let's see if we can hear him now. Things loading up. But I just think, and the other side to it is, I just don't like the deal. You just, go into the summertime on a player's option or whatever it is. But the other side to it is, now that they did sign him, you don't necessarily have to re-sign James Harden. Like we said, Siakam is out there. There's a couple of free agents out there, and the only thing is though, you can't do that because then they have the you can't just sign anybody you want to anymore. They happen to get James Harden in trade, so now they can ride out these contracts though. So I think they might be stuck with them. Well,
for me, if the Clippers don't do it now, it's over. I'm sorry. If they don't win a championship this year, you're not telling me they win it next year. I'm sorry. You're not telling me that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Keep talking. I'm gonna go a little bit further, and I think I'll be out of like the weird spot.
And the reason why I'm not high on, like I said, I think this is the perfect opportunity for the Clippers, because like I said, if they don't do nothing this year, because Woj was on TV saying that Golden State right now they've been trying to shop Andrew Wiggins, and so for me, you got John Morant coming back. Y'all see how Marcus Smart been looking lately, even though in the beginning he was horrific. So, my thing is, let's just say Clippers don't win it this year. Let's just say next season you go into it fully healthy. You still have the Pelicans, depending on, and I'm just going if everybody stays the same. Sacramento's still a threat. Now you're going to have Golden State, whatever moves they're going to make. So, you still have LeBron and the Lakers. You still got Denver Nuggets. You got OKC, Minnesota, up and coming, young. So, for me, I think the Clippers with all them old guys, with Harden, Paul George, Westbrook, Kawhi, this is it. Y'all don't do nothing this year. Y'all done. I'm sorry. You're not going to sit here and tell me in their 5th year I'm picking y'all to be the favorite when you supposed to be the favorites for the whole duration y'all was there. No. So I think this is it. That's why I wouldn't have re-signed them. Because, like, if you give me a championship this year, you ain't getting no championship there, bro.
Dom, give it a try. Oh, I thought he was jumping in.
All right, I think I'm good now.
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
So I kind of agree with AllBall. after last season, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore because it's not fun. Like it's there's no hope. The process is terrible. Last year was just a mess, right? But I said, you know what? Worst comes to worst, I'm down to do one last year. See if Kawhi and Paul can stay healthy with Westbrook, the point guard that they wanted, that I thought they wanted at least, and then, Terrence Mann and Robert Covington being more of a feature as opposed to Marcus Morris and Reggie Jackson, who we played to death last year. But then getting James Harden, to me, kind of like solidify. Another reason why I was kind of disappointed in it is because even though he was on expiring contract, I know what Fabian said earlier. He thought it was so they can have no excuse that they went all in, and it's like if you don't get it done with this, you're just not going to get it done, and you can't stay healthy. But what Flea and I were talking about months ago is very true. The Clippers are scared to go into a new arena without stars. I'm going to the game right now, right? And we've had, I think, 7 straight sellouts, and we're likely going to sell out again tonight. Like, we're the second basketball team in the city, and we're in a large minority. But the fact that we sell out every night matters going into a new arena that was worth several billion. You know what I'm saying? And they're scared. They're legitimately scared because if you go to a Clipper game, right? I don't know if you guys have ever gone. During the regular season, there's a lot of diehards and season ticket holders and frequent, Clipper fans. But what it really is it's the more affordable NBA experience in Los Angeles. Meaning,
Damn.
fans of basketball or the Lakers that want to come watch star players at a reasonable price. And they'll have like kids, a bunch of kids go, groups in schools, stuff like that, basketball teams from recreation centers all over the city come to Clipper games because it's more affordable. So what you have is a large concentration of casuals and regular fans of just basketball or other teams at Clipper games during the season, not just Clipper diehards. And so until the Clippers build more Clipper diehards, they can't go to a new arena with a rebuilding, and we have no picks because of Kawhi. So that's why, honestly, this contract is more tradable than giving him a max or anything like that because it's really only 3 years. And Kawhi Leonard will be good for another 3 years. At least good at the worst.
Right.
Unless a, serious injury happens again, but you'd hope that after 2 of the most serious injuries in basketball that he'd be, good to go for a little bit, right? So I don't know. I'm worried, man. I'm just worried that like everyone's so hyped about this team staying together and stuff. It's like, dude, what have they done? Like, what are you talking about? Why are you guys so hyped?
Yeah,
You feel me?
Yeah, well, for me, like I said, Don, man, I'm in all seriousness. Like I said, man, you're a diehard Clippers fan. I think this is it. I think if y'all don't get to the chip and win it this year, I'm being honest, they're another year older.
Right.
And I'm gonna say something, right? That y'all may agree or disagree. I'm starting to see what social media has done and what YouTube and all these guys with platforms. These guys is not spending as much time in the gym as they should. I'm starting to think a lot of these guys that's old in their career, they ain't in love with the game no more, man. So for me, it's like, hey, if you ain't gonna do it now, it's not gonna get done. A lot of guys not locking in. You have these owners, like I said, they basically being forced to pay these guys. It's bad. It's bad. And like I said, for the Clippers, giving Kawhi that money, like I said, I understand. But would I have done it? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think Ballmer's.
My bad.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wish we had waited until after the season to reassess and just see where we want to go. That's all I wanted to
Do you
see
think
if they can stay healthy for the playoffs.
But now that you say that, right? I think Kawhi at that point, because if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, minimum, those contracts are all they got the leverage. The players got the leverage now. You know what I mean? Like at least now it's a happy medium where we go, okay, Kawhi, let's work this out like this and get it out of the way. Because healthy, who's really getting in the Clippers' way in the West right now?
Well, see, that's the thing, right? The point you just made is very good. They don't want to have tough conversations in the summer. That, you know what I'm saying? just makes it very easy. Doesn't make anything
I think
nervous, you know?
I think Ballmer's a numbers guy. He comes from what was it, Microsoft. I always tell you that, Dom, because he worked his way up. He wasn't an owner. He was an employee of Microsoft and worked his way up to be to own that much, to own that many shares. So he understands numbers. He understands numbers. I think he'd rather deal with that problem now in the summertime, like you said, for whatever reason. And I think you guys were totally right. You ain't going into that new stadium, which is the new Forum. Like the Forum is, come on, that's a legendary stadium that they're renovating all over again. If you can't go to
What are
the
you
Forum
talking
with no
about?
stars,
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about why they're going to re-sign everybody.
No, I'm talking about the Forum. What are you saying?
What's it called? The stadium.
The Forum is not getting redone.
So what's the stadium?
Intuit Dome. It's a brand new building.
Wow.
Oh, I thought they bought the old Forum.
Yeah, they did, just so Bomber could use land and for the Intuit Dome parking or something. Like he just big baller move.
Okay.
Oh wow. Wow. I knew he bought the Forum. Okay, so what, he's gonna tear it down and make it like maybe for parking and stuff like that?
No. I think you'll just be able to park the park. It's a little far. It's down the block, but it's like long down the block. I think he might use it for parking, but he's not gonna tear it down. Hell no.
Yo, listen, I'm gonna say this, right? I miss Jerry Buss, Steinbrenner, them guys, right? Because even though it was about entertainment, it was about winning. And you know, and this is not no knock on the Clippers. It's just the landscape of sports today. And for me, it just seems like social media got in the way of competitiveness and just wanting to be the best and wanting to be great. It's almost like, okay, we sell out. Who cares if we win? When you have players saying that championships isn't important, so for me, it's tough when I see some of these guys get the money they getting, and it's like, yo, man, either win or put it all out there. That's just me.
Go ahead, Dom.
He's on mute.
Can I unmute him? Oh,
yeah, no, I got you. The thing is, though, Kawhi Leonard, when he's on the court, he has the second highest winning percentage in NBA history. So that, I think it's more that I don't think it's that Bomber doesn't want to win. I think these guys are all believing in Kawhi and that his health will be okay, which is a huge gamble. But they're putting that faith in him. I don't know if you see that as like honorable and loyal to the guy. We've given him everything and treated him well after, he and San Antonio didn't get along, or if it's delusional.
I see it as desperation, to be honest with you.
Well, Kawhi put us in this situation by wanting another star, and then we traded our whole future for Paul George when we could have had SGA and picks.
Yeah.
So I think, to your point, because the Steinbrenner thing was a good point, too. Because I was gonna say they suspended him for the whole entire '80s because he was going crazy, right? But that's because he was trying to buy stars and stuff too. But that's after they won. They won after they got Reggie Jackson in the '70s and everything like that.
Right.
Then he got suspended. Right. Then they
A-Rod win. They was winning.
Well, in the '90s, they pumped their farm system because he kept trading everybody, and they kept cutting themselves short. But he did win initially. You know what I mean? He added Reggie Jackson. They were a championship team from Oakland. So, Ballmer, I think after this, they're gonna have to go the same route as OKC and everybody else, because that's the super team thing is done. Are they the last super team left? Because I know you got the Lakers there, but the Lakers don't have 3 stars.
Lakers aren't a super team. What do you think about Boston? By the traditional definition, they're not, though, because those two players are built through the draft.
Yeah. But also, Jalen Brown is not a superstar. I'm sorry. Like I know people want to put that on him, but he's not.
I don't think we have 2 superstars.
I disagree.
They're older.
Yeah, they older, but James Harden is a superstar. Like people,
in terms of box office, in terms of legendary status, of Russell Westbrook majorly, but I'm saying just on the court right now, basketball superstar, superstar level player. I think they're all stars.
No, I think James Harden, like I said, not saying y'all, but I know a lot of people don't like him, but James Harden is still a superstar.
James Harden's better than Paul. You think James Harden's better than Paul George?
Wow.
Career?
No,
Yes.
not
He
career.
gotta-
Not
Yes.
career. Now, not career.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you think
Um,
that?
For one, he plays. He's not injury prone
What
as
do you mean he
much.
plays?
He's not in. He's on the court.
They're both been on the court this year, though.
Oh,
And
oh,
last year, how many? Harden only played like 3 more games than him.
okay, but still, that's all right. All right.
3?
I think he's just as good as him offensively.
No, he's better offensively.
Once again,
Harden's better offensively.
you said Harden is. You say it again.
I'm agreeing with you, but no, he's better offensively for sure.
Right.
Harden. Yeah.
Paul George is not the great defender he used to be. So you're not going to tell me, oh, he's a way better defender.
He's way better, I think. But go ahead.
Okay. James Harden, the ball in his hand, he can assist better and he can run the offense way better. I think he's a better basketball player than Paul George right now.
That's fair. But I will say this: James Harden was a second option for 2 years and blew it, and kind of quit basically in the playoff games. And Paul George, he hasn't really gotten a chance to be a real second option ever.
That's a lie.
Right?
He wasn't OKC.
To who?
To Russell Westbrook in his prime. What are you talking about?
But scoring option, he was number 1, was he not?
Oh, come on, Dom. You can't be doing that, Dom.
Scoring, just putting the ball in the basket.
You said, Dom, you said he wasn't the second option. I'm saying the OKC. Russell Westbrook was the Russell Westbrook that everybody was going crazy over, triple-double.
Yeah, he was the best player. He was the face of the franchise.
And then you pair him up with a Paul George, and they fell dramatically.
Yeah, but Fabian, can you pull up those 2 years, 2018 and 2019, what the shot attempts were for that team? Like who shot the most? Because that matters. Like Magic Johnson was the best player on the Lakers a lot of years, but I bet you he didn't lead the team in shot attempts. You feel me?
Right, we talking about a point guard, a traditional point
Westbrook
guard.
is a point guard though.
Come on.
He was averaging a triple-double though. You can't say that he wasn't like being a distributor. He was averaging 10 assists.
He was shooting the ball more times than Kevin Durant.
No, but we're talking about with Paul George. This was after he averaged 10 plus assists. He evolved.
But I think that's the whole point, Dom. Like he was never really a point guard.
He's Russell Westbrook. He's his own version.
2018 to
He
2019.
still ran the offense. He still totally ran the show completely. Pace controller.
But
he makes mistakes. Just because he makes mistakes and is reckless with the ball and shoots a lot doesn't mean he's not a point guard in today's NBA.
But Dom, him being a point guard and running the show, every team he's done that for, they went nowhere.
That's ridiculous. That's insane. What are you talking about? They went to the finals.
Who?
The Thunder. He was the second best player on the team, and he was the starting point guard.
How long ago was that?
Hold on. Wait. Stop right there. He wasn't running the show.
Yes, he was.
Right.
No, he wasn't.
Are you kidding?
He had two Hall of Famers on his side, bro. And
he's running the offense, though. I'm saying. He's a starting point guard, though. I'm saying he's running the offense.
Was he?
Yeah.
Bro,
For some,
he's being the point guard.
I think. I just think the point was who had the most shots in 2018, 2019, right?
Right.
Okay, so it was 21 shots a game, field goal attempts per game for Paul George, right? That was one of the guys. Another one is
this is 19 or 18?
2018, 2019.
Okay, that was the season that Paul George was third in MVP though, AllBall. You remember that one? He was definitely the number 1 option in that season.
Okay, but he shot 21 attempts a game and Westbrook had 20.
Okay.
20 attempts a game.
So Dom, I understand what you're saying. From a basketball genius like you understand the game. So you're gonna I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm being for real.
I know you're being sarcastic, but I don't deserve that kind of praise.
Yeah, you do. Don't give yourself props. I'm not gonna say that to anybody. So what I'm saying is, what you're saying, I get it. But at that time, no matter how good Paul George was, no matter him being third in the MVP race, Westbrook was still a man for that OKC team. That was his team. He was the number 1 option.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. Do you believe in Russell Westbrook as the number 1 option? Ever?
At that time, he was.
No, to win a championship, my friend.
Hell no. He can't even can't be a number 2 option.
Okay. Kawhi Leonard is a clear-cut number 1. So with somebody that's actually of that level, he hasn't had a chance, right? That's fair to say. Joel, I know you're high on Joel Embiid.
Wait. What do you mean he hasn't? Who hasn't had a chance
Paul George, besides the bubble, he hasn't.
at being a number 2?
Paul George hasn't had a chance to do what?
Be the number 2 with a guy that is a number 1 that we know is solid, and
No.
get a chance in the playoffs because Kawhi got hurt.
Right.
Okay. When you put it like that, okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did choke in the bubble. I'm not going to make any excuses, but hey, let's be honest. Glenn Rivers seems like he might be the problem if Harden and Paul George can put it together this year.
Doc Rivers was the problem for every situation. He was the reason Tim Duncan didn't go to Orlando. When he was in Boston, let's be realistic, that was not him. He played a part, but once again, everywhere else he went, he was so unsuccessful with the Clippers. You go to Philly, disaster. When you got one of the best players in the league, listen, man, Doc Rivers, I guarantee you will never get another head coaching job ever. He's finito.
He's not. I will say this though. I can't say he was completely unsuccessful with the Clippers. He was part of a change in the culture of how the franchise was perceived, and him having won a championship, even though I don't like him, it was big time. In the first 2 years, he was actually a pretty good coach for the team, especially the first year. And yeah, I don't like him. I think he and Mike D'Antoni are the biggest frauds to ever coach. But
he never got out the second round. I think he has the most.
No, he's the most overrated coach ever.
3-1. Yeah.
Well, let me ask this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this, and I don't want you to lose service, Dom. He had something to say about Daryl Morey, and I didn't read I just saw the headline yesterday. I didn't read it. This is Doc Rivers on Daryl Morey with Bill Simmons. One of the problems I had with Daryl was that he talked too much. Rivers told Bill Simmons on X from a coaching standpoint, and I got this from guys in Houston when he came. They said you got to get him to talk less. Trying to coach a team every day, and your guys are mentioned every day in trades, and here comes the coach. Hey, I want you to play a lesser role. Hey, I want you to do this, and he's like, "Why? You guys talk about me every day about me being traded every day." Is there validity to Doc Rivers in Philly, at least, with a general manager like that? What do we think about that?
Well, I don't know. Morey was the big analytics numbers guy that he loves D'Antoni, doesn't he?
Man, Morey always talked, even when he was in Houston. So for me, that statement was irrelevant. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm just talking about coaching. I don't know how good human beings people are. I'm not talking about that. As a head coach, Doc Rivers is probably one of the most overrated coaches of all time. I'm sorry.
The most.
How did Doc?
Y'all know who's the most?
Popovich. I think Glenn Rivers. Yo, we got any comments, Fabian?
We do. Real quick to end that. Doc, what the hell did Daryl Morey have to do with all them 3-1 leads you blew? You had one in Philly.
Thank you.
There was like 10 more of them that you did in every other in like 3 different cities. You got to stop.
Philly, did he?
Yeah, the last one, didn't they? Against Boston?
No. They're up 3-2.
It was 3-2?
Yeah.
Man, let's get to some comments, man. I don't want to keep talking about Doc Rivers. He making my night bad.
Hi, everyone. Stoxino. The Knicks look scary. Thank you. Mercutio Murphy, thank you. Knicks are better than the Bucks and Sixers right now. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. The Bucks, we're 3 games behind the Bucks and the Sixers. The Bucks are realistically, they're gonna be a middle of the pack, damn near. Yo, they could fall to the play-in easily. Easily. They stink. You gotta play defense at a certain point. You have to.
They stink and they're not gonna fall into the plan. They're not gonna fall into the plan.
I've predicted worse, Don.
Yeah.
Woo! Live and in living color, we got the 4 Sportsmen. Thank you, Mike Labadula. Yo, Danny Barry, what's going on? It doesn't matter if you're listening to an ESPN analyst that makes no sense or FS1 host that doesn't have half the knowledge the 4 Sportsmen have. You need to listen to the 4 Sportsmen, best b-ball talk. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
I don't think PG would want to leave the Clippers. We don't think so either, but we have a show to do, Stoxino. Yes, Flea. The answer is Paul George. PG-13 has been rated R. Okay. I said it to you guys before. PG-13 is a top 15 player. Now I'm convinced he's a top 14 player. Who did you move out? Yo, Daniel, where is Fish? Wow. Salute, fellas. What's up, Pagan? 180? Yeah, no, that was Stockton. You asked me where's Fish. Pagan 180. When you said SA first, I thought you said Selamoon. Oh, no, we ain't doing that. Welcome, by the way. Salute, Stocks. Not Knicks could sign Cat Williams for 4 prescription refills of Adderall and 4,000 books. 4,000 books is crazy, Fish.
Big shout out Fish, man.
I don't know nothing about that. Fish here, let's go. Wow, they hype for Fish, man.
Real quick, I was just thinking of yesterday, right? Cat Williams said he was a genius by like 9. I'm just, I don't know what's going on in the world today.
He said he got a scholarship at 9 years old. Yo, did you hear Corey Holcomb?
Nah,
he said Cat Williams is crazy. He was in front of the comedy club, jumped in front of 2 cars with 245s going crazy. He's like, yo, one side of Cat is the generous give you $100,000. The other side is the fucking Joker from Batman. Oh shit. PG-13 is playing with an edge this season. Is he? An edge?
I want to say 85% of the games he has.
All right, then. Jones, be your best bet. Rob Williams fell off too. Rob Williams is out, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if PG-13 is even for sale. Can you trust Rozier? By the way, that's that soccer talk. Just for anybody that tries to get offended, they sell people in soccer. Can you trust Rozier? What do you think, Don? Can we trust Terry? Scary Terry?
For what?
To be a backup point guard for the Knicks.
Are you insane? He'd be the best backup point guard arguably in the league. You see the way he's playing this year?
He's killing.
Does he want to go back to the bench though? I think he likes doing this. He'd have no choice.
Might. 24-7. You need a guy that can play 1 or 2 and solid defense. Brogdon or Jones. All Rozier been is a scoring guard on teams that don't win.
That's not true though. He was he was a backup guard on a team that he was a starting point guard on a team that went to the conference finals. And was 1 game away from the finals. Yeah, he choked in game 7, but still. And he was a backup point guard in a bad season for a second-round team. So, I mean, his track record as a backup was really good. He was quickly a fan favorite.
How many more you got? Because, I might have to.
Me too.
You need a consistent scorer at that spot, but we can do other things. To answer Fleet's question, I say Knicks having a backup scoring point guard would be the most important. Rico was with Toronto and Sacramento, but Siakam is well demanded around the league, so let's get something instead of losing for nothing at the summer thing does not exactly apply to this. Ujiri is having conversations with the team. Someone better step up. Siakam would be awesome in a Knicks jersey, but even better in a Clipper one. Michael, I get that you are a Knicks fan. Why are you thirsting over Randle? Toronto GM in serious talks. It's an easy answer, but Siakam is more. It's not an easy answer, but Siakam is more trustworthy in the playoffs over Randle. Yeah, damn it, he has been. Mitch, Clippers are clipped. That's right, Rockstar Mel. I'm not trading Brunson. Good point. God, that's Kawhi team. Great signing. They ain't give him the max. They still got a lot of bread still. Yeah, true. Facts all ball. Low risk, high reward. He's a free agent at the end of the season. Exactly. Dime. Be grateful. Be grateful. He's a franchise. He's the best the franchise has ever had. Be grateful.
Though? But he wants to be there?
Yes. Player.
No. This is a results business.
History and the result is that Kawhi wants to be there. Don't be a schmuck. History has been made. I want to win. Wemby triple-double, first Wemby triple-double ever in 21 minutes, 16, 12, and 10. 50 M's ain't what it used to be. Triple-double in 20 minutes. Damn.
He said 50 M's ain't what it used to be. 50 M's is 50 M's. Are you kidding me? What?
Triple-double in 20 minutes. So Wemby's going crazy today. The max is like 60, 65-ish right now. This is the thing. Knicks fans have to be prepared to experience. You have to be ready to break eggs and make a serious move. And we haven't been in this position in like 10 years. I would have been giving the money to him. I don't understand who coming to the Clippers. There's no way.
We have a new arena and we have a bust down owner.
There's no way I'm letting Kawhi walk. No way. I'm retiring Kawhi with my organization. I don't understand this conversation at all. I like your stance, Jermaine. I was totally surprised by the Kawhi extension. I thought Clippers were waiting. The change in the culture of the game, sports as a whole, has been the influence of representation of the athletes more so than social media. 3 all-star caliber over super team in my book. Okay, some of the Clippers. James Harden is not a superstar. Harden can't be a superstar, man. It's 2024. How many superstars we have in this league? They equally the same. Scoring option. Point PG was also better player in 2019 as well.
Disagree with that.
Harden was back up at the start of his career. Hall of Fame title don't matter. Dime, stop ducking the praise and love. I told Flea, you remind me of a Spoelstra starting out.
Wow, thanks.
James Harden is a star who can have superstar games and moments.
I agree
Fish,
with
do you
that.
know Flea from real life? Maybe so shocked. PG-13 right now is better than Harden. Stan Van Gundy is the most overrated. Damn.
Yes,
Is he even rated?
Yes, I'm saying I don't think people rate him like that anymore.
He might be the worst head coach of all time.
No, he's not.
I always hated Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah. If you step foot in the finals, I don't think you can be the worst coach of all time.
I'd kick Stan Van Gundy down a fucking flight of steps if I could.
What about Jeff Van Gundy's AllBall?
Come on, man. He listen. We got into the brawl. He jumped in. Van Gundy, Knicks for life, baby.
Okay, yes, fact. I'm Team Jeff as well. Stan is kind of a cuck.
Stan is a douchebag, man.
What happened?
Cuck is a funny word because Shaq said he looked like that porn star. Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy.
Did you see the real quick? Dom, Fabe, did y'all see the story with Gilbert Arenas talking about Stan Van Gundy?
No.
Yeah.
Exactly. Stan Van Gundy always was terrible. Always.
I keep reading him, Fabian.
Paul George is better right now than Russell Westbrook.
Fellas,
now.
Hold on, Dom. Before y'all Fabe, I'm gonna have to run. I know you and Dom gonna probably stay on here and read more of the comments, right?
Nah, a couple more left.
What's a couple?
Literally 3.
Let's go.
Oh wow.
Paul George right now is better than Norman Powell. Paul George right now is better than Terrence Mann. Dom, you're a genius. Crying.
Hold on. Did a person say Paul George is better than Norman Powell? Like that was like a
I don't know why you said all that. Keep going though.
Mike is just going. GM Jermaine has just been fired from his front office position based on his Leonard position. That's it.
My phone's getting hot. I need battery for this game. See you, fellas.
Stoxino.
All right,
Fish, Mike.
Good night.
All the good names. Flea, it's time to turn your phone off. 4 Sportsmen.
4 Sports.
Sunday 8 p.m. We'll be back.
Yes.
Be there, be square, they said back in the day.
Every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 o'clock, man. We need everybody to tune in. Appreciate everybody, man. Have a great night. Let's go Knicks.